questions about how to spend money at the state level amid a budget crunch as juvenile crime concerns continue. Fox 25's Mackenzie Frost joins us live from the newsroom following a story she broke yesterday, uncovering a gap in the way criminal records of juveniles is shared. Mackenzie, what you have learned today?
Well, Mary, we know that the criminal records of students within the Department of Juvenile Services are not shared when those students go on to re-enroll in a public school. The superintendent of the DJS school system tells me she does not believe that their school system is part of the conversation taking place right now about ways to potentially close that gap. And this information was only revealed after we started asking questions, very much like the same thing happened when we started asking questions about the two different types of ankle monitors that the Department of Juvenile Services uses, and that agency never told the public about it until, again, we got a tip and started digging. Young people inside Department of Juvenile Services facilities have criminal records. Those kids are often going to school at the same time. But when they complete their sentences and are ready to re-enroll in public schools, their educational progress transfers with them. But that's it.
We do not currently transfer any criminal history and any of that background when they transfer back to their home school.
We spoke with Kimberly Pogue, the superintendent of the Juvenile Services Education Program, or JSEP, for an exclusive interview about this information sharing process. Will that be changing given the new policy shift that was announced by the State Board of Education?
There would need to be some, as far as I understand, some statutory changes that would require or treat JSEP as a local educational agency because we're currently not considered one in the statutes.
And so at this point, it would be up to the state lawmakers come January to change that.
Yes, I believe that is currently what would need to happen to allow JSEP to be able to transfer that type of information.
It needs to be fixed. Taxpayers are spending money for a program to help juveniles. They want results. They don't want excuses. They don't want non-transparency. They want results. And when there is a problem, they want to see it fixed.
Taxpayer watchdog David Williams says the money going to DJS for programs to help young offenders in Maryland needs to be scrutinized for effectiveness.
They can't go back to the taxpayer and ask for more money if they're not using the money they already have correctly.
Not sharing information about students' criminal records is not the only thing Fox 45 News has uncovered through digging into DJS. We got a tip that DJS was not providing the full picture of just how many people were under supervision while wearing an ankle monitor. At first, DJS was giving us one number for how many kids were on GPS monitors, and after we started asking questions, we learned there's a difference between GPS ankle monitors and electronic monitoring. Both are types of ankle monitors. Lisa Gary, a DJS deputy secretary, told Fox 45 News the agency did not mean to mislead the public about the information, but admitted DJS could do a better job of communicating what's really going on.
Whenever information is shared, it should be all information available. People within these programs should not be looking at what they can or what they should release. It's everything. There should be a full release of this information. Without that, there's no indication if the program is working.
Williams is not the only one raising questions about the information coming out of the Department of Juvenile Services.
But we have to give the public a fair perspective of the non-compliance as opposed to pretending it's perfect.
Jeremy Eldridge, a trial attorney in the Baltimore area, says the data being pointed to as proof of success from leadership within DJS isn't the reality on the ground, especially when it comes to ankle monitor success.
These numbers were very easy to see through. If you were a trial attorney, it just took some time to uncover.
Ultimately, lawmakers are the only ones who can close the information sharing gap when it comes to student records. The only question is, will that happen come January when session resumes? Now, we sent questions to House Speaker Adrian Jones, Senate President Bill Ferguson, as well as a Senate chairman of an education committee asking if they will take up this issue come January. Those questions went ignored. Live in the newsroom, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
I'm Mary Bubala. Thank you for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also take some time to subscribe to our YouTube channel.